Yeah, can you give us any hints of what those might look like?
Oh, come on, man. You know I'm the king of spoilers, but I can't be giving no spoilers out, you know. You watch the beginning of a movie, you don't get to see the end. You got to pay attention. You got to watch the movie to see the ending.
Unless we follow you on Twitter, then we might find out first.
You might follow me on Twitter, but I can't promise or make any guarantees.
What's the feeling towards Kamara coming into this week? I know there's been a lot of heat going into the first fight, but there's been a little less media and stuff like that going into this one. So can you just kind of vocalize what you feel about him right now?
Yeah, I go to bed every single night with revenge on my mind, and I realize that revenge is a dish best served cold, and I'm going to serve that revenge dish to Marty on Saturday night, and I got some really bad intentions for him. He's not going to want to come back for round 3 after I'm done with him Saturday night.
What do you think is the biggest difference within you since the first fight? I know, like, you probably maybe there's not even that many holes to poke in from your perspective from the first fight because you feel like you were wrong by the tactics and the referee and stuff. But what do you feel you need to change for this rematch?
First thing that I changed, the biggest thing is the people around me, the team that I have around me now. Daniel Valverde, my jiu-jitsu coach, my striking coach, Cesar Carnero, and my strength and conditioning coach, Jonathan Lopez, and my other coach, Charlie Weiss. I just have a newfound energy around me. People that actually genuinely care about me and they want to see me win. They're not just showing up to get paychecks and just work to throw me out there into the fire. They actually have been developing my skills, and we've been growing as a fighter every single day. And you're going to see new wrinkles in my game. We've updated the software. I'm going to control alt delete Marty on Saturday night.
And with that in mind, and you kind of look back at the first fight, do you see things that maybe, whether it was through tactics in your training camp or advice you got in the fight itself, that weren't the right things that now you can see with these people has changed dramatically?
Absolutely. If you go back and look at the first fight and the instructions that I were getting, they were telling me something that I do every single day. They were saying, Colby, breathe. Dude, we breathe every single day. Why are you telling me to breathe? I mean, everybody in this room knows how to breathe. Not everybody knows how to fight and knows how to instruct fighters and the right instructions to fight. So I made a lot of mistakes in that first fight, and that was my worst night, and I was still able to do that, and that was his best night. So Saturday night, you're going to see the upgraded software.
And it's been a long layoff for you. Are you someone who has any belief in cage rust, or do you think once you get in there, it's just going to be right back into your groove?
I work hard every single day in silence, and I let success make the noise. And, people that believe in ring rust are the people that are mentally weak. If you believe that there's ring rust, then it's probably going to happen. I don't believe in that. I've been making so many strides with my new gym, with my new coaches, Daniel, Cesar, Jonathan, Charlie. We've developed a new game plan, a new strategy, and we're going to show you guys Saturday night. I can't tell you, I am the king of spoilers, but I can't give you any secrets.
And last one from me. You mentioned you're going to control alt delete him. He's not going to want a part 3. So what does the Colby Covington title reign look like if you got this done? Is it Leon Edwards? Is it the new guy on the block, Khamzat Chimaev? What are you looking forward to in terms of your title reign?
Khamzat Chimaev, he's got to do a lot more work than get 3 fights in the UFC. You guys hype these guys up real quick, but let's not forget that he was put down by the common cold. He was ready to retire off the common cold. That's a 99.9% survival rate to beat the common cold, and Khamzat Chimaev was ready to give it up and retire. So, he doesn't want to fight me. He's got a way less chance than 99.9% chance against me.
So who do you think it will be?
As the people's champion, I do what the people want and what the UFC wants. Whoever the biggest fight is, that's the fight I want, But, I'll leave that hands in the people and the UFC who they want me to fight next.
Colby, I'm not sure that's the proper pronunciation of Chimaev's first name. I'll just throw that out there. But I want to ask you, what did your new coaches say? I'm sure you guys sat down and watched the first fight, right? And they weren't involved. What were their immediate observations that they saw that they knew they could make a difference with you?
What's the proper way to say his name then? It's not Khamzat?
I don't think so.
Some
of those are a little tricky, I know, but I think it's Khamzat, I believe.
Oh, tomato.
Fair enough.
Whatever.
So what were the observations? You guys probably sat down and watched the fight, right? What did they see in that?
We just saw a lot of mistakes that I made. We saw, how I was fighting emotional. I threw my game plan out the window. I just wanted to put a good show for the fans, and I didn't stick to what got me to the dance, and that's pace, pressure, wrestling, and just an all-rounded mixed martial arts game. So we've dissected every second of it, every millisecond of it, and we see a lot of the tendencies and patterns that he has in his game. And we just know we're going to expose him Saturday night. So God bless, Cesar Carnero and Daniel Valverde, Charlie Weiss, and Jonathan Lopez. We had a great game plan, and we're ready to go.
Colby, right here. You've changed camps, but Kamaru's also changed camps. In his last two fights, he's actually put his opponents away after you've called him Marty Snoozman for so long. So have you seen any changes in his game at all, and are you expecting a completely different fight from him as well?
Marty Fake Usman, he's been fighting lightweights. He hasn't fought a welterweight like me. He's been fighting a guy that was a journeyman that had all the hype that the media put lightning on a bottle on this guy. I'm talking about Street Judas Masvidal. The guy's got double-digit losses, almost 20 losses on his record. You talk about hype. That makes you the best pound-for-pound fighter by knocking out a guy like that. Dude, I was knocking that guy out for the last 15 years. I beat him up, knock him out in my living room for free every single night when we lived together. There's no impressive or honor in doing that. And the other guy he beat, Dilbert, that guy is a lightweight. Like, the guy was getting knocked out by a hooker. Like, what's so honorable about that? What makes him pound for pound? I'm going to expose him Saturday night. And, Marty Usman is not going to have nowhere to run or hide.
Colby, one of the big stories coming into this fight, I think, is that Kamaru's striking is the aspect of his game that's particularly evolved. Do you agree with that assessment, or do you think he remains the same as when you fought him?
He remains exactly the same. He's able to take these guys down, get them tired, they drop their hands, and he lands a big shot. Nothing impressive. He can't take me down. Saturday night I'll show that, there's just different levels to this game. I'm going to make him fight and put him in situations that no one else could put him in before, and it's going to be a completely different matchup.
I saw an interview he did yesterday where he had expressed an interest in boxing Canelo Alvarez. Do you think that might be a sign that he's overlooking you?
Just more fake news and easier landing for him. He just wants a way out for after I beat him up on Saturday night for him to say, oh, he wasn't focused. Oh, I was, it just gives him an exit plan, like, oh, I was focused on Canelo. Oh, I was focused on going up a weight. I wasn't focused on Colby. Let me, be begging the UFC for a rematch.
Dana has made his thoughts about this, your first fight with Kamara, well known that he loved that fight, thought it was one of the best of all time. Do you think there's a chance then, if you beat Kamara on Saturday, that they'll want you to do a trilogy fight right away?
I hope so. I'd love to beat him up back-to-back times, but I just know I'm going to give him life-altering damage Saturday night, and he's not going to come back for a trilogy. He's going to probably retire.
Colby, to your left over here. I know you